Hey, good day everyone. Welcome to my channel, Mathematics of Today's Generation. Kung bago ka pa lang dito sa channel ko, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. At pakihit na rin sa notification bell para updated kayo sa mga panibagong videos na i-upload ko. By the way, if you are a mathematics contestant, a math coach, you are a mathematics enthusiast, then this tutorial is for you. Okay, without further ado, let's begin. We are now on problem number 34, an algebra problem number 25. Okay, this problem is taken from the previous Philippine Mathematical Olympiad. And the problem goes, given that the f of 1 minus x plus 1 minus x quantity times f of x is equal to 5 for all real numbers x, then find the maximum value that is attained by f of x. Okay, to solve this problem, we are going to follow the strategy on how to attack this type of problem. So here's our strategy. Okay, first, we need to find the f of x or the function f defined by f of x. Then, if this function f is a function mapping from set A to set B, or means A is our domain and B is the range, then we are going to find the inverse function of f. Take note that the inverse function is just a function mapping from set B to set A. So it means the range and domain are just switched. But we need to bear in mind that the inverse of function f is either a function or not a function or a relation in general. Then lastly, we need to find the maximum value of the domain of the inverse function, and this is equal to the maximum value of the range of the original function. Okay, so let us now solve the problem. Okay, so for our solution, we're going to use the recursive function that is being defined, and we're going to assume that this is the first recursive function. And we're going to find the second recursive function, and after that, we're going to solve the given recursive functions simultaneously for f of x. Okay, so we now have interchanging x and 1 minus x. We have f of x plus x times f of 1 minus x. This is equal to 5. So this would be our second recursive function. And this would be our first recursive function. Now we're going to solve these recursive functions simultaneously for f of x. Okay, solving for f of x. So we have f of 1 minus x plus 1 minus x times f of x is equal to 5. And the other one, so we're going to commute the expression on the left-hand side of the equation. So we now have x f of 1 minus x plus f of x is equal to 5. Okay, so now from here, to eliminate f of 1 minus x, to solve for f of x, so we need to express the coefficient of f of 1 minus x to be the same. So since the coefficient here is x, so we need to multiply the above recursive function by x. So multiplying this by x. So we now have x times this expression. We have x times f of 1 minus x plus x times this expression would be x times 1 minus x times f of x is equal to 5 times x. We have 5x. Then copying this expression, this recursive function. So we now have x times f of 1 minus x plus f of x is equal to 5. Then by elimination, by subtraction, so this expression minus this expression, so cancel it out because it's 0. Then this expression minus f of x, so we now have x times 1 minus x minus 1 times f of x is equal to 5x minus 5. Okay. Then after this, we're going to divide both sides of this equation by this expression, so this follows that we have f of x is equal to 5x minus 5 divided by x times 1 minus x minus 1. And from here, okay, we're going to simplify the expression in the denominator. So this is equal to 5x minus 5 over x times 1. So we have x. Then x times negative x. So we have negative x squared. Then minus 1. Then rearranging the expression in the denominator in descending order of powers. So this follows that we have 5x minus 5 over negative x squared plus x minus 1. So this would be the expression which is equal to f of x. Okay? Hence, f of x is equal to 5x minus 5 over negative x squared plus x minus 1. So we now found the equivalent expression for f of x. So we are done with this. Now, let us proceed to the second part of our strategy. So we need to find the inverse function of f. So since we have a little space here, so I'm going to clean up the board first. Okay, so let us now find the inverse function of a function f. So finding the f inverse. So we need to follow some steps. So step 1, let f of x is equal to y. So we're going to replace f of x with y. Then interchange x and y. Okay, so now the function can be written as y is equal to 5x minus 5 over negative x squared plus x minus 1. Okay, then after that, we're going to interchange x and y. So this follows that we have x is equal to 5y minus 5 over negative y squared plus y minus 1. Okay, so let us now proceed to step 2. Okay, step 2, we're going to solve for y in terms of x. Okay. Solving for y in terms of x. So we have, by cross multiplication, so we have negative xy squared plus xy, then minus x is equal to 5y minus 5. Okay, now, we're going to combine terms that have a variable y. Okay, this follows that we have negative xy squared plus xy. So this one will become negative 5y is equal to, this one would be positive x minus 5. Then, we're going to factor this expression and this expression because they have a common factor which is y. So we now have negative xy squared plus x minus 5 quantity times y is equal to x minus 5. Okay, then, from here, we're going to divide both sides of the equation by negative x so that we can remove this negative x. So this follows that we now have y squared minus x minus 5 divided by x quantity times y is equal to, okay, this would be 5 minus x divided by x. Okay. Since we are dividing a negative number here, so this would be reversed. Okay, now, by completing the square, so we're going to divide this by 2, then square the result. So this follows that we have y squared minus x minus 5 divided by x, quantity times y, plus x minus 5 divided by, okay, this would be 2x and quantity squared. Okay, since we added this expression to the left-hand side, so we also need to add this term or this expression to the right-hand side of the equation. So we now have 5 minus x over x, then plus x minus 5 over 2x quantity squared. Okay, now, for the continuation, okay, of our solution, since we do not have space, so I'll put up this board first. Now, this expression, okay, can be factored out as y minus x minus 5 over 2x, then quantity squared, which is equal to, okay, so we need to expand this expression or we need to simplify. So we have 5 minus x over x, then plus, we have x squared minus 10x plus 25 as the expansion of x minus 5 quantity squared. Then over, we have 4x squared as the expansion of 2x quantity squared. Okay, then, getting the LCD of these expressions, so the LCD will be 4x squared, and then we need to simplify it further. So we now have a 4x squared, then 4x squared divided by x, so we have 4x, then multiply it to the numerator, so we have 4x times 5, so we have 20x, then 4x times negative x, so we have negative 4x squared, then 4x squared divided by 4x squared, that is equal to 1, then times to the expression in the numerator, so we have the same result. Okay, we now have this one. Plus x squared minus 10x plus 25. Then simplifying this, so this is equal to, okay, negative 4x squared plus x squared, so we have negative 3x squared. Then 20x minus 10x, so we have plus 10x. Then we have plus 25 over 4x squared. Then after this, okay, we're going to extract the square root to both sides of the equation. So extracting the square root to both sides of the equation. So we have two possible results, positive and negative. So we now have, okay, this follows that we have y minus, okay, x minus 5 over 2x, okay, is equal to a positive, negative, okay, the square root of a negative 3x squared plus 10x plus 25 over, okay, the square root of 4x squared is just, okay, 2x. Okay, then, okay, by applying addition property of equality, so this equation would become y is equal to, okay, x minus 5, okay, plus minus the square root of negative 3x squared plus 10x plus 25 all over 2x. By combining this expression with this expression. Okay, so finally, we're going to replace y, okay, with f inverse of x. So for step 3, okay, we're going to replace y with f inverse of x. So we now have f inverse of x is equal to a x minus 5 plus minus the square root of negative 3x squared plus 10x plus 25 all over 2x. Okay, so now we already found a f inverse of x. So we need to proceed to finding the maximum, okay, of the domain of f inverse of x. So here, in finding the domain, okay, we're going to assume, okay, that the radicand must be greater than or equal to 0 because there is no square root of a negative number in the set of real numbers. So square root of a negative is meaningless to, okay, the set of real numbers. So we need to assume, okay, that this expression or the radicand must be greater than or equal to 0. So now, so setting a negative 3x squared okay, plus 10x plus 25 would be greater than or equal to 0, then solving for x, okay, in this inequality, so we're going to remove first the negative coefficient for x squared. So we're going to multiply both sides of the inequality by -1. So this follows that we have 3x squared minus 10x minus 25 would be less than or equal to 0. Why? It's because when we are multiplying or dividing a negative number to both sides of the inequality, so the inequality symbol, it must be reversed or must be changed. Okay, so now this expression on the left-hand side of the inequality can be factored out as 3x plus 5 times x minus 5 would be less than or equal to 0. Okay, now, we have such a theorem, okay, that we can use to find the solution set of this inequality, or you can use the table of signs and so with finding the critical values and creating the disjoint intervals, then you can now have the solution set of the inequality. But we're going to use the theorem. So this follows that the solution set of this inequality would be x must be greater than or equal to -5/3, but less than or equal to +5. So it means it's greater than the smaller of the two values of x there, and which is less than or equal to the greater of the two values of x here. Okay, now, take note that we have a an expression of that in the denominator, which is 2x. So x here is expected to be not equal to 0. Okay, so we have x must not be equal to 0. However, okay, the original function that we have found, okay, such as f of x is equal to 5x minus 5 over negative x squared, okay, plus x minus 1. So this is the original function. Okay, take note, we can have the value of y here, which is equal to 0 when x is equal to 1. So it means, if we look back with the original function, it has a value of y, okay, which is equal to 0. So thus, okay, here, since x here is just the y of the original function, so it means that y value which is equal to 0 is included in the range of the original function. So it means it is also included in the domain of the inverse function. Okay, so thus, the domain of the inverse function is just equal to the interval -5 to 5. Okay, and take note that the maximum value of the domain of the inverse function is just 5. So the maximum value of the domain of the inverse function is equal to 5. And this value 5 is just equal to the maximum value of the range of the original function. Okay, so we can say from here that the highest or the maximum value that is attained by f of x is just equal to +5. Okay, and I think this is a good place to start.